Hi everyone, welcome to the roof. So a little bit of a cloudy day, but spring's coming and we're ready for some new breeding. So here, let's take a look. I want to do today a project that I really like, is this trough that I have going. And this trough, the really neat thing about it is you don't need to vacuum it. So it's fit with a screen on top. And then let me open it up here. And so you can see on the end here there are valves. What I can do is I can open the valves on the bottom. They're under the gravel filter and it'll automatically drain itself, pulls off the top, and so basically you don't need to vacuum this one. And because of the length and the size, paradise fish grow out quite well in this, I've found. So my project today is I'm going to show how to make one of these so I can get another one going for my grow. Another neat feature is, so I made the mesh top here like this, and then I have a teed PVC backbone running up through it that holds the mesh out of the water, and then it protects it from birds and everything eating your fry. So this is our parts build that we need. We're quite simple. We have the trough, we have a few pieces of PVC, we have the easy fit rubber clamps, some valves, T's, elbows. Also going in here will be some clay ball lacquer at the bottom, and then we'll also put in some mesh over that, and then stone to hold it down and to give a gravel bed to it. So first step is we have the holes drilled already. I'm not going to go through that simple stuff. Holes drilled already, pre-drilled for the rubber fittings, and I'll go from there. So our first step is to insert the rubber easy quick fits into the trough. Do it from the pressure side. Get it started. 1. 2. Okay, the next step is cut yourself a couple pieces of PVC pipe about 10 centimeters long, and use a grinder or a sharpener to smooth one of the edges so it'll go through the rubber fitting very easily. Also, use a little bit of Vaseline, petroleum jelly on it. Go around the tube, one side, and then okay. So once you get them coated in Vaseline, then slide it through the hole on either side. A little bit of persuasion. Give yourself on the inside enough room that you can fit your valves in. So next, you take a valve and you put the valve in on the inside. You can always cut them off after to length, depending on the room you have and what you want to fit on there. Maybe you want to put an elbow or a T on here or whatever to spread it to different places. I use this water for watering plants and stuff. Works really, really well. So that's the first step, done. So next, take your T's, cut in a short joiner piece to the T's, and then connect those to the valve. From there, measure out your center rib, the PVC that you're going to need for the center rib. So again, everything is dependent on what kind of trough you have and stuff like this. 6. The great thing about this is you can drive these out to the edge and then drive it back in to make it tight when you're finished. Next, take your center rib PVC pipe, and you can see I've drilled holes about every 10 centimeters along the center. This will fit down in the tank. So you start on one end, slide it in, first liter, sits in there pretty nice, sitting flat on the bottom. And now whenever you open the valves, your tank will bleed from the center. Now we go and get 2 pieces of PVC. We want to make our stand to hold the net off of the bottom of the tank. Next step, elbow in the top, fit your top rig in on one side, take your elbow, cut the length, and there's our trough made. Again, the neat thing about this is all you need to do is open the valves and the tank will drain from the bottom. Next, I'll make the bed and put in the media. So now I have my new tank set up in place. I've got the Leica in the bottom, the clay ball in the bottom, ready to go. Now next step is I got some nylon mesh here. I'm going to cut a few strips of mesh, lay it in the bottom, and then I'm going to put the river gravel over top of that. So now I've got my mesh lining on the bottom of my tank, and I'm ready for stone. So I've got my gravel all in place now, and all that's left is to add some water, and we're ready to go. So here's the tank that's been running for about a week now. You can see stuff starting to green up. Got some plants, floating plants going. Feeders are in place. I use these nets like this, bent over the top as feeders, so you can place your shrimp or whatever, inject them into the nets. Works pretty well. So the last part of the project is to make the covers. So for the cover I use PVC pipe, cornered. I use these greenhouse clamps to snap onto the corners, and I use a nylon mesh cut to size. And that makes a really kind of a neat fitting tight lid. Okay, so then we got the back, which fits over the top pretty neatly. Easy to remove, to feed, and then keeps the birds out, keeps the fish in.